Global markets are swinging between optimism and anxiety today as big tech drives confidence in AI-led growth, IPO euphoria resurfaces, and central banks cautiously navigates U.S. tariff tremors. My name is Eniola Lunge, and here's today's Zoom Out for July 31, where I help you see the bigger picture. Microsoft briefly crossed the $4 trillion market cap mark after its latest earnings reports beat expectations. The company reported strong revenue growth, largely driven by surging demand for Azure cloud services and the rapid integration of AI across its productivity and enterprise offerings. Azure saw 22% year-over-year growth, outpacing Amazon's AWS 12% result, reinforcing Microsoft's momentum in cloud dominance. Investors are now pricing in Microsoft's potential to lead not only in software but in foundational AI infrastructure. Microsoft's gain helped lift the Nasdaq and reinforced investor confidence in AI-linked stocks. Analysts see Microsoft and Nvidia as dual engines powering the current market rally. So what's your Zoom Out takeaway? AI isn't just hype, it's fueling the world's most valuable companies and reshaping investor expectations about long-term growth. Design collaboration platform Figma made a blockbuster debut on the New York Stock Exchange today, with shares soaring more than 200% above its IPO price. The company had previously been in talks to be acquired by Adobe, but regulators blocked the $20 billion deal in 2023. Figma's IPO comes after a multi-year freeze in public listings, and its performance has revived hope across the startup ecosystem. Founded in 2012, the company has positioned itself as an essential design infrastructure for web and app builders. The IPO's success is being viewed as a vote of confidence in software as a service companies with strong product-led growth and profitability metrics. So what's your Zoom Out takeaway? When investor appetite returns, solid tech businesses with real revenue can still command jaw-dropping valuations and reignite IPO pipelines. This performance signals a potential revival of the IPO market, which had been frozen for much of 2022 through 2024. A wave of tech unicorns may now be incentivized to go public. The South African Reserve Bank cut interest rates by 25 basis points, citing headwinds from a new wave of U.S. tariffs. Meanwhile, the Bank of Canada kept rates steady, warning that trade uncertainty poses a risk to recovery. The ECB is also expected to hold firm as policymakers assess the fallout of what many see as an emerging global trade realignment. U.S. tariff hikes, particularly on imports from China, Europe, and certain African nations, are spooking global policymakers who fear retaliatory measures and supply chain disruptions. Central banks are trying to navigate this turbulence without derailing local recoveries or worsening inflation. So what's your Zoom Out takeaway from all of this? Tariff anxiety is once again shaping central bank behavior, introducing fresh volatility into FX markets, especially for export-reliant economies. Cabo Verde, in partnership with the World Bank, launched Boost, an ambitious initiative targeting 150 startups in sectors like fintech, health tech, agri-tech, and edtech. The program will provide funding, mentorship, and access to global networks with a focus on the Cape Verdean diaspora. The program is designed to create cross-border investment and innovation flows. This comes amid a broader push across Lusophone Africa to strengthen entrepreneurial ecosystems and leverage small island economies as platforms for innovation and talent development. With youth unemployment still high and the private sector underdeveloped, this initiative signals a pivot toward inclusive digital growth. So what's your Zoom Out takeaway? The program positions Cabo Verde as a rising hub for innovation in West Africa and could serve as a model for diaspora-driven startup ecosystems. When small nations bet big on innovation and global partnerships, they often punch above their weight and shape regional opportunity. The African Development Bank is investing 13.6 million euros in a new program to create jobs and develop skills for young people in rural Burkina Faso. The initiative focuses on vocational training, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship support, targeting regions hit hardest by conflicts, poverty, and youth underemployment by offering tailored support for businesses, business creation in agriculture, small-scale manufacturing, and services. The development bank hopes to stem rural-urban migration and reduce vulnerability to extremism. Over 8,000 youth are expected to benefit directly with multiplier effects in local communities over the next 5 years. So what's your zoom out takeaway? While not exactly market moving, programs like these are critical for long-term labor force stability and economic resilience in one of the world's youngest populations. So the bottom line is this. From Microsoft's AI-fueled surge and Figma's IPO revival to the careful moves of central banks navigating tariff shocks, today's market story is one of adaptation and acceleration. Whether it's Silicon Valley giants or small island nations, the future is being reshaped by tech, trade, and talent investment. When the world zooms in on the noise, I zoom out so you can see the bigger picture. Which of these stories have you been following? Drop your take in the comments and subscribe to my channel.